I didn't want them to fight. I really
No?
like both of those guys. Both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards.
Floyd Mayweather has spoken on the potential Terence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis fight after securing his status as a 4-division world champion with a decisive victory over Israel. Madoff Crawford now finds himself with a wealth of opportunities for his next bout. Recently, Crawford insisted that he would like to step up to 168 pounds and compete against Canelo Alvarez in a major match after trying out at 154 pounds for the first time. Crawford didn't back down from that ambition, following his win over Madoff, telling Daroni, "It's just another milestone to greatness, I suppose, and financially wise, not only that, but earlier Turki Alusi, chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, said I gave Alvarez an offer if he's smart. He'll accept it if they accept. We want to see this fight. Could we witness Canelo versus Crawford on September 14th? If Alvarez wins his match against Edgar Banga, the world is ready for you, but there is another potential matchup. Ennis and Crawford met in the build-up to Crawford's fight against Madoff. During fight week, they maintained their composure. Yet, Boots Onnies has openly declared his readiness to chase Crawford up to 154 pounds, aiming to secure a blockbuster showdown at that weight class.
That's the fight that everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called, and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be capping on it.
If Crawford finds the Canelo fight out of reach, will he turn his attention to Ennis instead? Or might he aim to dominate the super welterweight division, striving for an extraordinary third undisputed world championship? On August 10th, Ortiz will compete against Bohacek for the WBC super welterweight world title. Would Crawford be willing to fight the victor? So much already a world title holder at 154 pounds, Crawford has a golden opportunity to enhance his super welterweight accolades by challenging the winner of this match. This bout could further cement his legendary status. In boxing history, however, Turki Alushik seems convinced that Jaron Ennis has big shoes to fill in the boxing world. On social media, Alushik suggested an enticing matchup between Ennis and the pound-for-pound legend Terence Crawford at junior middleweight, promising fans that it could happen soon in a triumphant Philadelphia homecoming. 27-year-old Ennis showcased his prowess by halting Nottinghamshire's David Avanesyan within 5 rounds. This marked his inaugural bout under Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing banner, and his commanding display did not go unnoticed by Alushik. I just reached out to boxer Jaron Ennis and Eddie Hearn to congratulate him on his win, and I'd love to see Ennis in a fight with Crawford at weight 154, soon tweeted Alushik, and promoter Eddie Hearn shared his optimism about the prospective matchup, but noted it would probably occur in 2025. Hearn emphasized that Ennis's upcoming fall bout won't feature Crawford as his opponent. Hearn said he is going to move to 54 at some point, but you don't want to really go before you have taken care of business. Hearn related a discussion regarding the possible battle between Crawford and Ennis that he had with Alushik. Ennis, sitting next to Hearn, voiced his opinion. With a quick retort, "Send the contract." He detailed his conversation with Alushik. "I said to His Excellency, maybe if you want we will go co-main event on Dimitri Artur, BBV in October, out there in Saudi Arabia. Or we could come back here in Philadelphia." Additional storylines are unfolding. According to Mike Sierra from ESPN, Saul Canelo Alvarez is eyeing a stay-busy bout in Los Angeles this fall, setting the stage for a blockbuster showdown with Terence Crawford in 2025. Meanwhile, Ennis remains a looming presence, with the world's most influential fight sponsors, the Saudis, keenly interested in orchestrating this potential showdown. On the other hand, Jaron Ennis was spotted by Terence Crawford during his weigh-in for his out with Israel. Madoff Crawford approached Ennis and said, "I thought you weren't going to watch." Boots folded his arms tightly as Crawford neared, a subtle gesture that could easily be seen as a preemptive defense in case Terence decided to swing a fist. We can't fault Boots for folding his arms defensively. Crawford's approach was so unpredictable, it left everyone guessing. With the way Crawford closed in on him, it was anyone's guess what he was plotting. For all we know, Crawford might have been scheming to get a jump on Ennis before they even signed the fight contract. Boots Ennis has been challenging Crawford for what feels like an eternity. eager to seize the spotlight and emerge as the new star, yet Crawford has shown little interest in accommodating the rising talent, setting his sights instead on a high-profile showdown with Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds next year. Had Crawford been keeping up with the latest updates, he would have heard that promoter Eddie Hearn recently announced his presence at the fight. Hearn also expressed his desire for Crawford to face his fighter Boots should the much-anticipated Canelo Alvarez battle. Through Hearn believes that Boots has the potential to overcome Crawford, viewing this matchup as the perfect opportunity for his fighter to solidify his status as a rising star in the boxing world. I came here to support my teammate Andy Cruz and see him put on a show, and I was invited, so I couldn't turn it down. Boots Ennis told Emily Austin of Doheny about why he came to the Riyadh season weigh-in. Prior to the bout on Saturday, Boots made his way to Los Angeles, where he quickly became Crawford's potential opponent for the future. Errol Spence held that job for a very long time between 2018 and 2023. The two were associated with a struggle against one another for about 5 years. Finally, last year, there was a match which Crawford decisively won by stoppage and was known for dominating. Ennis was in a position to challenge him immediately following that outcome. Having already won the IBF interim belt, he was eligible to be a mandatory challenger. This implied that Boots would get Crawford's new title as his next opponent. Crawford, however, was unable to accept Ennis's challenge because he was originally required for a rematch with Spence, which never happened. A few months later, Ennis won the welterweight world title by default after he lost the IBF title last month. Ennis stepped back into the ring for his inaugural title defense, facing off against David Evanesian, whom Crawford had previously dispatched in just 6 rounds. Boots took the fight to its limit by ending it after just 5 rounds. Then he reaffirmed his challenge and stated that he would be prepared to up the weight in order to face Crawford next. Ennis, Crawford's formidable new rival, was at ringside, ready to seize the chance to confront him again. Assuming victory unfolds as anticipated, obviously, he wants to fight Terence Crawford. He wants to unify at 147 pounds. That's the priority. But after the fight with David Ainen, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh FaceTimed me and said, "If Canelo won't fight Crawford, then I want to make that fight." Ann's promoter Hearn told TalkSport on Friday. Hearn added, "We love that fight. It's a very dangerous fight, but it's one of the best fights in boxing." During Friday's weigh-in, the two got into a brief altercation backstage. Crawford glanced back at Boots before turning on his heel and walking away, thought she wasn't going to watch it. David Evanesian is currently savoring a well-earned rest in America, following his narrow defeat in the bout for Jaron Ennis's IBF welterweight title in Philadelphia last month. Meanwhile, his trainer Carl Greaves has returned to the grind in Newark, Nottinghamshire. While the unexpected alliance has proved successful for Evanesian, who secured a WBA title and sustained a fierce reign as the European welterweight champion, it has also afforded Greaves the chance to challenge his skills against two of the premier welterweights of today. Evanesian, with a record of 30 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, bravely stepped in on just a month's notice to face Ennis after Cody Crowley was sidelined by a failed eye exam. Known for his relentless aggression, Evanesian delivered his trademark fiery performance. However, after sustaining significant facial injuries, he was knocked down and subsequently retired by his corner after the 5th round. In December 2022, Evanesian journeyed to Omaha, Nebraska for a bid at Crawford's WBO welterweight title. The bout ended in the 6th round, but it remains a point of contention for Evanesian team. The controversy centers around Crawford's Everlast gloves, which after splitting open during the match were scrutinized prior to the start of round 6. Crawford and Ennis would make an incredible matchup between two of the best boxers in the world. Gavs has devoted countless hours studying footage of both fighters and observing them throughout fight week. He's experienced their demeanor on fight night up close and has directly witnessed their remarkable skills. As soon as the first bell rings,